Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the channel. We are on our way to Lake of the Ozarks to practice for the BFL Super Tournament. Got Finley's Purple Haze in tow. We're going down there solo. Going to practice, try to learn a little bit about the lake. It's the Super Tournament. Top 20% make the second day. Everybody fishes. Saturday we got a couple days of practice. My buddy Greg is, I think, still going to jump in the boat with me tomorrow. He's trying to get in the tournament, so I'm not sure if he gets the tournament. He may take his boat out and practice, but if not, he'll be in the boat with me tomorrow. It is hot. We're back on a warming trend. We're just coming out of a cooling trend. We had a couple weeks of fall-like weather, but today 90. The next 4, 5, 6 days it's going to feel just like summer again, like mid-90s. So the water temperature had started to fall. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is what I love about Ozark country. Just these wide open views. And man, it's God's country out here for sure. Very, very, very nice. Every time I'm on this trip, as I go through these valleys and stuff, I get close to the Merrimack River and the Current River and stuff. It just brings back memories of camping and trout fishing. And a lot of times I would bring my waders, my fly rod, and I would stop by one of the trout parks on the way back home. But we just on a bass fishing expedition this time.
My defense for Trey McKinney to a spot where he and JT Tompkins had been sharing, not at the same time, but they were rotating.
So hot temperatures, you know, the water was starting to get right as far as that topwater deal, but that's gonna like stall out, I do believe. The early fall transition starting, but man, you need some cool temperatures. You need shorter days, but you also need a little bit cooler temperatures to kick that water temperature down a little bit. So we're gonna put it in PB2. You know, I'm gonna have about a half day to fish. Tomorrow I'll try to put it in a full day. I'm not sure if I'm staying in the glaze or if I'm gonna run up by the dam, like between the gravel and the dam. I'm not sure. One thing I know from people talking about this lake is there's certain sections of the lake that are hot and there's certain sections that are dead. And that's one of the keys, is to figure out, you know, what 5 mile stretch is, you know, banging, and you don't want to get caught up in that lockjaw zone. So we're going to, I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to try some bluff ends, obviously some docks. Lake of the Ozarks got like 70,000 docks or something ridiculous. More shoreline in the state of California, I believe. There's some pretty interesting statistics on the LOZ. I'm just glad to be out here. Glad to be on another expedition. Solo in my boat. I do miss Finley though. I've been really missing my dog, Finley. I don't know, it's weird. It's like it comes and goes. You don't think a whole lot about it for a couple weeks, and all of a sudden it's just like saturated my soul over the last week, and I'm not really sure why, but I keep thinking about it. There's little triggering things, you know, like when I would always wear like a sun hoodie. She knew I was going fishing, so she always wanted to go fishing with me. She'd get excited. There's little noises, like we got the Life 360 app for my kids. Every time one of my kids got home, the little bell alarm would ding on the phone and Finley would start barking. The doorbell, she would start barking. Just loud noises coming in to the bedroom at night. She would be I don't know, you know how it is. You dog lovers that have lost an animal, or cat lovers or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. So just sharing the TMI type stuff.
Hey, a little breeze and a little fire, give that a woman a water.
We're driving, we're about an hour or so away. I'm gonna stop by Greg's house, make a sandwich, and then we're gonna dump the boat in. Should be on the water by like 11-ish, I'm hoping. Gotta blather up with sunscreen because it's gonna be full sunshine. And I will see you on the water. If you haven't subscribed, I say it every time, please do. It's a great way to support the channel. It's free, does not cost a thing. It just lets us content creators know that you appreciate the content. And as always, bait works. THM10, that code will get you 10% off any order. Go support the companies that support us. All right, man, we finally made it to this lake. Jeez, I'm like an hour later than what I thought, which typically happens. Stopped by Casey's and got some fuel in the boat. One thing I've noticed, it's a lot more expensive to fish out of a glass boat than it is out of a John boat. There's Put like $100 of gas in the boat, but that's part of it. Yeah, not a lot of people here. We're gonna have about 6 hours to fish. We're gonna go out there and try to learn a little bit. And I'm ready to get out in the water. The water's got kind of a tannic brown look to it. I think we're gonna run up towards the dam, make a little boat run, just kind of loosen up, see a little bit of the lake. I'm just trying to figure out what section of the lake and then what section in the coves that these fish are in. It's already 88 degrees though. It's summertime again. Go. Try and get me a drink of water. Fish snatched it up. Oh god, an underspin. There we go. Fish. Spotted bass. Alright folks, decent little spotted bass. Just throwing that billet scope shad, or scope stick, jerking it around these docks. Just trying to get a feel for things. There's a lot of shad out here moving around. I'm about halfway back in this creek and there's a lot of activity. I've been throwing underspin. I can get them to follow, but I can't get them to commit. So this area looks kind of juicy. So we're gonna fish a little bit more and then we're gonna move on and try to reproduce it. Got me another fish, guys. Came out from underneath that jet ski float. Decent fish too, actually. It's a keeper. Go. Keeper largemouth. Nice. Scope stick. I think we got a little pattern around these docks. Another one, folks. Jerkbait. Coming up there and just swatting at it. Another keeper. Keeper spot. Suckers are fat, boy. Look how fat these fish are. I'm getting a bite on almost every one of these docks.
I mean, they're not giants, but I don't know. Keep running and see if we run across a big one. Just caught this guy on a jig underneath a shad ball. Just flipped it right in the middle of the shad ball and boom. Thumped it. Not big, but just kind of neat when something makes sense. I'm like, man, there ought to be a fish underneath that shad ball. Sure enough, there was. Got me one. There we go. That's a good fish. Good fish. There you go, folks. My camera keeps shutting down. Man, I just lost a big one in that brush pile. I tied a jig on. I lost the jig, tied it on. Caught that sucker right there. It's a nice fish. Man, 3 of those would go a long way for me. Could have caught that one if I'd been ready. Chase it shad right up to the bank, right up to the boat. So you can see these little pods of shad. They're not everywhere, but there's quite a few of them. That's what we can catch our fish around. And there's a bunch of fish right here. Drum. Not what I was after. Nice. Another good jig fish, man. Fishing this deeper brush. Just a 1/2 ounce green pumpkin procaster with a 3-inch green pumpkin Yamacraw. Just throwing it on 18-pound FC Sniper and that Virtus Ranger 7'3". And that is fun. By the tube too. Big bite baits tube. Little guy. Man, there's a bunch of fish out here. Crappie. Okay. Look at that. Nice crappie on a 4-inch tube. Typically catch them on like a 2.5-inch tube, but whatever. Got a big mouth, I can get it in there. See, we got these schools of bass. A lot of those are just keeper-sized bass. They're just roaming around chasing shad. If I can get a jerkbait down to them, I can get bit. But they're down there a little bit too deep. I got a little underspin tied on. I haven't been able to get them to commit to an underspin, but we'll see. I was a little bit off on that cast. Man, they're thick right in there. Seems like if you can just roll through them, they're gonna grab it. All right, coming through them now. See what happens. Come on, fish. No, they just don't want that. They want something erratic. Uh-oh. I'm looking at it. So weird. shaky head. Another good fish. Shaky head fish, man. I think we've had 5 keepers today. All right, folks, midday report. Man, we're catching some fish. We're having a good day. Catching a lot of fish like this size, just small keepers around boat docks, and the bigger fish came on jigs. I'm finding the better fish on the deeper docks, you know, like 16 to 22 feet. Let's let this guy go. Get him back. And around the docks, I've been throwing a jerkbait. This is that Bill Lewis scope stick, the 100 series. That sun's probably right in your face. But I put some lead wire on the front hook and the middle hook, because you know the water's 81 degrees and a spinning jerkbait floats in that warmer water, so you need to put some weight on there, and it's still rising, but I'm able to get it down a little bit on a long cast. And a lot of little fish around these docks, but I'm catching some, just, you know, some keeper fish. Like I said, the bigger fish have been on a 1/2 ounce jig and then a shaky head around brush. You know, like brush is in like, I don't know, like 18 to 22 feet of water. Probably got about between 13 and 14 pounds for my best 5. So pretty decent day, you know. It's hot. My cameras keep shutting down. It's like 90 something degrees out here. Hardly any wind. Pleasure boat traffic is not too bad. It was a little rough getting here, but not as bad as it's going to be Saturday. So we're going to keep on plugging away. We only got about an hour and a half, and I'm going to make it run back. I don't want to get there. I'm going to get there before dark so I can see and stuff, but things are good. Having fun. Catch a bunch of these fish. Come on, dude, settle down. School and stuff are out there. Another keeper. Oh, that might be a fish. Yep. Not a big fish. Just a group of fish sitting right on front of that dock. Lost my damn worm again. All right, folks, that's gonna wrap it up on this little guy. Just throwing a shaky head with a little baby brush hog on there. Just throwing on that swim jig rod. And we had fun. Feel like we figured something out. If I was fishing on the boater side, I'd definitely be scanning these backs, kind of the back third, back half of some of these bigger coves and creeks, and just finding brush that's like off the bank, you know, like that 18 to 20 foot. But there's also fish up around the docks too. So I feel good. We're gonna go to a different part of the lake tomorrow and look around up there, but I'm feeling like I can at least get some bites out of the back of the boat with like a jerkbait and a jig and a shaky head and probably a wacky rig. I'll probably throw a wacky rig and a drop shot around tomorrow, see if I can get bit on that. And if I can, I'll eliminate those from the arsenal. But I'd like to see if I can get a bit on a chatterbait too, and probably buzz bait or some sort of walking bait early in the morning. So thanks for coming along. We're gonna make a little trip back to PB2 and day 2 practice tomorrow.